All right, everybody, back for more action. We're up against Taiwan Power Company once again. That's what happens when you only have 8 teams in the league. You just play against each other over and over again. As you can see, Ling Guanda not in there. Liu Chunjie ends up going up to play the defensive midfielder role. That is because Ling Guanda got injured during the friendlies that we had in the off-camera bits. And so we're up against Taiwan Power again. They're in second place. So this is the team that we had that 3-3 draw with. So we'll see what we can do here as we're on the road. Hopefully we'll be able to get Nene to score. I'm a little bit concerned that he might not be a big fan of big matches, and this one might qualify as one. So we'll see what happens. It's always hard to tell, but we'll see what happens. There are little signs you can find in the game as to whether things are going well or not. And Menegong there with that cross, and it just was not able to find Nene. And so we have to get the ball back. Silla just not able to catch up with that one, and here is Ndaye going from behind to win that back, and his shot is unfortunately deflected. Ndaye has looked pretty good since coming back from that injury, so we'll see what happens here. Menegong with the throw over to Silla. Silla back to Menegong. Menegong back to Chen Chengju, and that's up for Nene, and he won the header, but knocked that one over everybody's head. So we'll see what happens. Nene has gone 2 matches now in a row without scoring, and it's somewhat concerning. I know you can't expect your striker to score every single match, but considering that this is like one of the best players in the league, I would expect him to score about every match instead of having these matches where nothing happens. And so that's the reason why I'm concerned about a possible dislike of big matches. And unfortunately, this is going to wind up being a big match. I mean, you're on the road against the team that's in second place that's only 3 points behind you. Of course, it's going to be big. And this is the team that we drew with earlier, as I said. So I would imagine that if he doesn't like big matches, he's going to have a quiet match today. We'll find out really fast. Hu Hongjin, and that was very, very close and was almost a goal by Taiwan Power, and we better wake up. We really had better wake up. No fans here, of course, as you can see. And unfortunately, I mean, that does kind of take away from the potential atmosphere here. Silla with the ball moves this one up, down to Menegong now, and over to Ndaye, who scores. Is he onside? The flag stays down from what I can see. And yep, there is no offside call. So he has scored. It is 1-0 for Mars FC. This was a pretty good attack there on the right side. Menegong took it up, and then he had a choice of players to pass it to, and I still think Ndaye was probably actually offside. You'll notice, too, that it's Ndaye who's the one who gets forward, not Nene. There it is. Okay, so they're saying he looks like he's about a step onside. It's about it, but that's really, really close and really hard to tell, and it's sort of a bang-bang type play. And yes, as expected, Nene there with a 6.5 rating, and now we have to prevent them from scoring. Cai Yuting knocks that back, but it's not quite far enough, and there's Shirhan, who's always dangerous, and he takes a shot. Fortunately, it's a bit too high. I mean, there is nobody here at this match. There's nobody there at all. Menegong throws this in, looking for Chen Chengdu, can't find him, and Silla allows that to go over his head. Poor attempt by Silla, who's had some problems here in recent matches. And there's Shirhan again. Fortunately, again, his shot just goes up into the green seats. I mean, is there even a single person here? This is one of the more pivotal matches here in the early season, and there's just nobody here at all. I mean, just no one, absolutely no one. Cho Yu-hong knocks that one over. That's actually pretty realistic because, as I've said before, most people in Taiwan don't even know that this league exists. Feng Xiaoqi now with it, moves it forward. He was looking to cross it over, I think, to Nene, and oh my gosh, this ends up with Hu Hongchi. And whoever that was on defense made a real poor attempt at a tackle. Unfortunately for us, it's off the side post. Who is this here who just falls down? That's Huang Chiwei, who almost was able to get that ball off of him, but not quite. And then we had our other 2 center backs stop running for a second, which is really ridiculous, giving him a one-on-one with the keeper. Fortunately, it hit the post. So, I mean, we're fortunate in that they have problems hitting the target, but that was not what we wanted to see. We're able here in the end to head this one out once again. This was Hu Hongjin again, and he's really, really testing Li Chaba with that one. Feng Xiaoqi now with it over to Huang Chiwei, over to Shen Yuting. So Taiwan Power is a pretty good team. They have a number of very, very good strikers and strong players. We could use some Taiwanese players like those. And there's Nene finally, and he's offside. Nene just not having a good match, just as I said, and this is a big one. that may be the evidence that we need that he really, really does not like big matches before the game will tell us. We'll talk a little bit more about that, I think, in the video later on today. Here's Huang Churwei with the ball back in the back. He moves up to Chen Chengju and then back to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting over to Chen Chengju. And he lumps this forward looking for Nene again, and Nene just not quite fast enough. This is back to Liu Chunjie over to Ndaye, over to Silla now, and that's popped up. Chiu Yuhong ends up grabbing that one, and that's the end of the first half. So pretty poor first half overall. We need to do better than that, and I especially need Nene to get fired up, and let's see if he can go out there and actually make a difference, because he needs to be playing better. We should be up by more than 1 goal, and it's mostly his play that I'm concerned with. Silla now with the ball over to Chen Chengju. Chen Chengju over to Menegong. Menegong moves it up again, right side. Let's see if we can do that cross again. Now he goes back to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting with it over to Huang Churwei. And he lumps this up looking for Silla. There he is again. And there's the cross over to Ndaye. And the header was there, but it went just over the top of the goal. And so it doesn't work in the end, but this is a good idea, and you can see Silla getting there behind the defense. It's funny because I tell these guys that we want to play narrow, not wide, and they go and play wide. But I would argue that they're playing wide because that's what the defense is giving them. So they'll just go take what they can get, and I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to be, an ideologue about this or anything. It's okay. You can, as if you're given something, go take it. Menegong now throws over to Liu Chunjie, down to Feng Xiaoqiu, over to Chen Chengju, and is over to Ndaye. I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do with that. I mean, he's so far away from the goal, there's no point. Feng Xiaoqiu with us now, over to Shang Yuting, looking for Silla, who ends up falling down. He's asking for a penalty. I don't think that the defender even touched him, honestly. There's not even a replay of that, so it was clearly not a valid claim on his part, and we are still holding on to this precarious 1-0 lead. Menegong with the throw over to Nene. Nene over looking for Ndaye, and that doesn't quite work, and we're going to end up taking Nene out. I mean, he's just not playing the way that he should, and here comes the substitution. So Nene not having the best of times, and who are we going to put in? I think that we're going to put in Hu Shichan. See, this is part of the problem that I was talking about. I believe it was yesterday. If you have so many strikers in your team, you can't tell one from the other. That's not good. You need to know who your players are. Menegong now over to Silla, down to Liu Chunjie, over to Ndaye, and he's trying to take a shot again from the middle of nowhere, and of course it doesn't work. And so now we have about 15 more minutes to kill, and Nene has come out, and Hu Shichan, sorry, I'm getting his name wrong, is out there looking to make a difference. Now I'm not sure if he actually has the ability to or not. Nene ends up with a 6.3 rating, so he's had 3 matches in a row playing poorly. And I need to know this because we really want to get Kader Bamba back on this side. And there's Hu Shichan with his first goal. He's going to be called offside. That's going to be called offside, yeah. Oh, the whistle's already blown. So he wasn't, he was offside, but I'm not sure if it was a foul or not. But Hu Shichan showing us what he can do. And that actually wasn't too bad. It's not bad at all. But here they come looking for the equalizer. Liu Chunjie just able to knock that one out. And I mean, he may get a starting role for himself there in defensive midfield. That was really good. Menegong over to Chen Chengju, over to Liu Chunjie, over to Silla, then to Ndaye, over to Hu Shichan, over to Ndaye again. Here he comes. And, man, what was that? What was that? Ndaye, last year's leading scorer in the league, and I'm not quite sure what he thought he was doing with that one. That was pretty lame. Silla over, wins this ball, but there's nobody there. I'm not sure where Ndaye was that time either. So it's not just Nene who's not having the great match. And we better get somebody back here. We're in trouble. What was that? So he just played it straight out of bounds. I thought they got rid of that in earlier versions of the game, and Hu Hongchi fortunately is offside because Li Chaba let that one go into the goal. A comedy of errors here at the end. Mars FC win 1-0. They only had a single shot on target, which was that one that Li Chaba made the great save on. Yet they still have a 1.04 XG. We have a 1.62 XG. The possession about even. These two teams are quite even, and I have come to the conclusion that Nene dislikes big matches, even though it hasn't told me that yet. So here we go. Let's see what we can do from here on out. But wow, you learn more. The more you play, the more you learn. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.